Is it strange to say that I always get kind of hyped up every time I have like a Puma Hoops product in?
I think it's because they're so, not new, because Puma's been around, but just the
They're different.
newness of them bringing basketball ideas.
I don't know if it's that. I feel like they're so different, but it feels familiar, and it's got this swag factor that no other brand has right now in the basketball space. Yo, what's good, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look. I mean, look at these. Look at this box. These guys right here are supposedly, this is where I'm a little confused, Puma products. This is with all of their basketball shoes. This is supposedly J. Cole's signature sneaker, the RS Dreamer. Where I'm questioning things is this truly his signature shoe, or is this his signature colorway? You know how they name each colorway something different? So is the next colorway gonna be just something else? And is it only this one's attached to J. Cole? That's the only thing that I'm always confused by that Puma needs to do better with is, what are these things? Whose shoe is this? You never question if Michael Jordan's shoe is Michael Jordan's shoe because it's clearly MJ's shoe. You never ever be like, is that a Kobe? Is that a LeBron? Never. Is this J. Cole's? Is the next colorway gonna be J. Cole's? Is the colorway after that gonna be J. Cole's? Is this J. Cole's shoe, or is this just the RS Dreamer? Or the RS whatever they call it.
Oh, like maybe Dreamer is the colorway?
That's what I'm saying. I think the Dreamer might be the J. Cole edition. So is the next one gonna be like the Puma RS Break Ankles? It's gonna be attached to a Global Hooper or something like that. For those of you guys that don't know who that is, that's the Professor from the old And One days. That fool got on the And One team through a like a real world reality show style thing where like they like knocked off street ballers, and this little skinny white kid named the Professor won the whole thing.
It was like making the band?
Yes, but for basketball, it was awesome. For those of you guys that know, you know, but for you young kids, you're like, what? That's exactly what happened. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not playing. Now again, these guys right here are the Puma RS Dreamer. This is a shoe that I've been excited for these since I first heard about them because I love the RSX series, the RSX specifically. There's been other versions like the RSX
3.
Well, I think it's called Cubed, but I don't know if that's for real or not. But yes, I like those too. Puma Hoops is always a shoe since they've come back. The first model I wasn't a huge fan of visually, even though it looked pretty cool in certain colorways. Saw that shoe, while not great, was a good start. But every shoe afterwards, I'm like, yo, what the, Lord, y'all got some flavor over there. They designed the shit out of these. Actually, did you want to know who the designer is before I talk about anything?
Sure.
Because I keep talking about, every time I see one of their new hoop shoes, I'm like, I don't know who designed this, but it's fire. I finally found out. I don't know if he designed these specifically because he hasn't actually put it on his Instagram page yet, but he has been sharing all the promo stuff. So I assume that he designed these. I could be wrong though. I might be wrong, but he designed the other stuff. So the ones that we did last time, the what are those high top ones called?
The Sky.
Oh yeah, the Sky. Weren't those called the Sky Dreamer?
Yeah.
And that was the J. Cole colorway.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. So I don't think this is J. Cole's shoe. I think this is just J. Cole's colorway. But they did send me a second colorway. It was a white and orange version, and it was in collaboration with
LGBTQ.
Yes, it was with one of those organizations. It was awesome. And then also he designed the one that I really like, the hardwood. But those I think are super fire. So I believe he's the same dude. So this guy right here, Insole. I don't know him personally though. I've never spoken with the guy ever. All I know is that this dude is able to take old school heritage and turn it into new like nobody's business. This sounds bad, and I know because this is a Puma video, but you know that I'm an MJ fan or an AI fan or whatever. I would love to see what his concept designs would be for updating classics, other classics outside of the Puma family.
I bet you designers like that do that for fun.
Oh, I'm sure that he's got a sketch pad full of stuff, and I would love to see it. So if you see this and you want to DM me these things, trust me, man, I could keep it secret.
I guarantee it.
But these did come with this little card right here, and it says, don't sleep on your dreams. They keep us grinding and thriving. Few people dream bigger than hip-hop legend J. Cole, and to celebrate his and others' audacious dreams, we've teamed up to bring you the RS Dreamer. They took the bold elements of the RS series and turned them into a fully playable pair of kicks. The RS Dreamer features Puma's hoop tech, like Pro Foam, the midsole, and high abrasion rubber, which is the outsole, next level design, and J. Cole's Dreamer emblem to remind you never to be afraid of dreaming big.
Wait, J. Cole is not a basketball player?
Uh-oh.
Why would he have a signature?
It's time to get cultured, folks.
Damn it.
Oh my God. Leave it to the white girl over the back.
Why would he have a signature?
So J. Cole is a hip hop guy, like it said earlier in the paragraph, okay?
Yeah.
the hip hop legend, J. Cole, all right? So that was not like a preface. That's really like who he is. He's a rapper. But the funny thing is that you know how all rappers, there's a saying in hip hop and in basketball where all hip hop guys want to be hoopers and all hoopers want to be rappers.
Like what Kobe did?
Correct, yes. Shaq did it, all that stuff,
Okay.
yes. And it's a very true statement because the two different, I don't want to call them genres, but just the two separate businesses, I guess, blend in together so well. The Fila Grant Hill, nobody gave two shits about it until Tupac wore it. And that's just the way it is. And so this right here is a perfect example of that, where almost like a Kanye thing, okay? Because you know who Kanye is, right?
Yeah.
And Kanye's not a hooper.
No.
But he made a basketball shoe.
I understand.
Okay, so this is the same thing where J. Cole got a hoop shoe. The funny thing though is that J. Cole, of all the hip hop guys right now, the dude could be a professional hooper. He can do work. So the high abrasion rubber outsole, as they call it. Look at that, man. It feels good. It looks not that great.
No, I like it.
No, it looks cool. I just don't know if it's going to work. However, their rubber that they use, it feels just like the rubber that was used on the previous models that I talked about.
The hardwood.
Well, I remember that one. What's the high top one called?
The Sky Dreamer.
Oh yeah, that's right. The PUMA Sky, whatever they call the colorway, right? So those two shoes have really consistent rubber that they use throughout the two lines. On a really clean court, those previous two shoes like grip like crazy because of that rubber compound. The only downside is that a lot of times that type of compound attracts dust. So if there is dust on your floor, if I forget to wipe every once in a while, but I'll drag and like I'll hit that toe cap and the toe cap is clean as shit. So like all of a sudden I'm just, and I'm on the floor. If I'm just worried about the pattern itself, is kind of weird. That linear coverage is what I'm worried about. Lateral looks like it could be weird also just because it's not quite in line like this, but if you have an angled step or like a step back, a Euro, stuff like that, then this should hopefully play really well. Now the cushion, like the card said, is their Pro Foam. So Pro Foam is comfortable, but it's not the best. Sometimes it could be a little dense. That's one of the things where I feel like if they would just put some R&D into some real good cushioning instead of paying J. Cole or whomever, really reinvest into the product. Hopefully they do that with whatever profits are coming in. If they were able to do that with the foams, I think that the design language speaks for itself. Like, this is fire right here, man. I think that for a new age hoop shoe, nobody does it like this right here. I don't ever feel like I could be like, yo, I'm gonna rock those off court, except for with the Puma stuff. And it's super weird to say that. Now these do feel comfortable right from a try on. Now I was gonna pull out the insole right at that moment, but I can't. It's just an ortholite insole, so that's the stepping comfort that you feel, is that nice, super soft, fluffy footbed. Feels awesome. Then you start playing it and you're like, what happened to that thing? It's because it's open cell foam, it doesn't last too long. One of the other downsides to their cushion is usually the thickness, because look at that guy. It's a little big. Now you do sit in that a little bit, so right where you see that that top line of the purple, like from here up, that's where your foot's at. You know what I mean? Like you sit right into that thing. So it's not as thick as it looks, but it's still pretty thick as far as a wedge goes of just like a basic foam. So if they were able to make this feel like Adidas's Bounce somehow, put a little bit more rubber in there or something, I don't know, then I think that they'd be onto something. But for right now, the design language alone, just it has me interested always. Now the upper is what you would come to expect from Puma hoops. So it's got a little bit of old, a little bit of new. The majority of this build though is textile, which is interesting because the Clyde hardwood, that one was literally a half textile, half premium. These guys though, they are majority textile, so majority new school. Got that lightweight stuff, thank goodness, because the bottom is pretty heavy in comparison. However, where they really like play up on things with that old school vibe is all of the overlays. Not all of the overlays are premium, the majority are. So the ones that you can see like right here at the toe, the eye stay, and then the interior panel right there, those are all premium suedes, which was awesome. I love that. The back right there with the Dreamer logo is synthetic, and then the little toe drag spot right there is also synthetic, which is actually a good touch. I believe that these have reflective hits on there as well. Only one way to find out though. Yes sir, that's reflective, that's reflective, and that's reflective. Oh, and all of these, all of those. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, I would recommend going true to size. The last hoop shoe that I played in pre-pandemic, the last Puma hoop shoe that I played in pre-pandemic was the Clyde hardwood. And those I felt like I needed to go down half a size after playing in a true size pair. And I did that and it worked great. These though, my toes right at the edge. I don't know if they worked on their sizing last, but these just fit perfect. It could be the inside, like the little back here. You can't see it. It's like a weird sculpt. It's not like a Achilles pillow where it's kind of like up higher and so your heel sits into it. It's literally like right kind of like at the heel. It's kind of weird. It's almost like two molding spots because there's one right here and then there's one right here also. So it could be that pushing your foot forward a little bit, but either way, I would go true to size. That's what I would recommend. Wide footers, I know you can't try them on right now, most of you guys anyways, but I would still go true to size just because everything on here is textile, so it should break in. Any thoughts about these?
Just...
But besides the, you now know who J. Cole is.
I learned something today.
You're a little late on it. Just a little bit.
Today years old.
You are a meme.
As somebody who has been stuck in 2020 and I've been exploring a lot of different things, one of my new hobbies is plants. And the whole bottom of this shoe looks like a giant leaf. And so that's why I was like, hey, that's super cool.
It does.
Right?
Holy sh**. It looks like the vein.
Yeah, it looks just like my plant I have upstairs.
Well, that's weird. I wonder if that was...
I'm wondering if he's a plant person too. Not J. Cole, but the designer.
I don't know. Like, inspiration comes from everywhere.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting if that's what that was about. That's kind of funny. So do you think, though, that this is his shoe? Or do you think that this is his colorway of this shoe?
I have a feeling now that I know that he is not an actual athlete, that this is just his colorway.
If this is truly J. Cole's signature shoe, not signature colorway of this shoe, that would be fucking crazy, I think. Not like mind-blowingly crazy, but like it'd be cool. The guy's got his own shoe. But if it's just the colorway, I just think that that's a bad way to market the shoe. I feel like that's a little deceitful.
Well, I feel like this is where storytelling and everything ends up biting them in the ass. It's like you were so focused on that part,
trying to push the story instead of the product, that you end up
forgetting about the product
altogether.
Yeah.
And this is every brand. Every brand has this big problem of like, where's the line? This is why I'm saying, like, you gotta remember that you're trying to sell product, but it is product. It's not a story every time. Sometimes some things can just be dope just because. And that's what this is. This is just dope. You didn't need to say this is J. Cole. This is sick. Let us know what you think. Are you with these? Are you not? Thank you so much once again. Until next time, guys, have a good one.
Mais oui, mon ami. Something, something Lafayette. Dun, 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 dun.
Still on.
Brap, brap. I gotta make sure that it's actually on.